game, despite the loss today, it feels like you guys are once again playing your best basketball in the second half of the season, much like last year. What does that say about this group and their ability to continue to improve as the season goes on?
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was a really good turnaround from a lot of stuff we talked about from last game, which is always the goal. And as far as what it says for about the group, I think we've known it all year that they're a resilient group, they're a together group, 0-0 group. They really compete together, and when you do that, you're always going to have a chance to win games, which is ultimately what we want.
And then, big picture wise, like Stockton in overtime fouled you guys to let you take the lead. That way, you couldn't shoot a three to win the game.
Yep.
Do you think that the G League, like rules and target scores and all the little differences in the G League, opens the door for kind of more strategy in that sense?
Yeah, I've always talked about those things as challenges and good opportunities. It challenges the coaching staff as far as strategy. It challenges the players in terms of being in the moment. Um, that was a good adjustment by them, obviously. Um, but again, I really like the way we competed. We gave ourselves a lot of chances to win the game.
Were you able to see from Dylan there down the stretch, kind of hitting some timely buckets?
Yeah, I thought he had great poise through a lot of those stretches. There's probably a lot of shots that he wants back, but I thought it was really a lot of growth from him to have shots that he probably wants back or plays that he wants back, but to continually get himself back in the moment. And I thought he generated some looks that I think he likes and I like, with the chance to win the game or to keep the game close. And he made some big buckets late as well.
What do you make of the way the fouls are called in that overtime period? Especially considering a few free throws can win the game. And that certainly was the case today.
Yeah.
So what are you making that in the sense of, do you feel like the referees kind of have a tighter whistle? I know there was that controversial one, the loose ball foul.
Yeah.
But then just in general, do you feel like it's just they don't let you guys play it, so to speak, or do you think it's just more of the same you saw throughout the entire game?
Yeah, I think that's a really good crew, those three. We've had them a ton. I think today's game was a hard game to officiate. It was just very physical. It was a lot of fouls that you could probably call at any moment. I thought they did a pretty good job of managing that, and keeping the game in a spot where there weren't many that were like crazy calls, in my opinion. As far as the ones late, I haven't watched them. I mean, there's obviously the emotions of the game. I think my mind tends to shift more towards we had a lot of chances to win. We had a lot of chances to make plays, a lot of things that I want to watch over personally, and I don't think the officials cost us the game.
Just from the eye test, it looks like Jemias is doing a good job translating that athleticism to the defensive end. And one play that stuck out was the contest with the lob that forced the out of bounds to start overtime. How have you seen him continue to improve on that end of the floor?
Yeah, it's his impact with a lot of different groups. Like I said, he's been here for a while. I've coached him for 3 years. And he used to be a guy who you got to put him in there around certain people for him to be successful. And he's not like that anymore. You can put him in there with a bunch of handlers. You can put him in there with a bunch of shooters. And his defensive versatility allows you to do that. And that always hasn't been the case. So he's really grown a lot there. He's really focused and works on that end of the floor a good bit with his film study. And we're continuing. I'm looking forward to continuing seeing him grow.
And Leon's has pointed him out specifically as twice now as a leader and someone who's taken Leon's under his wing. Have you seen him embrace that leadership role as kind of a veteran now in this league?
Yeah, I think he does it in his own way. I think when you think about that, it's vocal or a lot of stuff that's out of pocket. He is who he is, so he leads by example. He leads by his work ethic. He leads by how he plays. And for a guy like Mal, that doesn't shock me because he plays just as hard, and he makes a lot of plays as a result of that.
What were some of the adjustments you saw in the first half, and how much did that translate into the second? I mean, from getting up to a bit of a slow start offensively in that first quarter, but then also you limit them to almost a dozen going into halftime. What kind of things did you see carry over?
On my end or on their end?
On their end, excuse me.
Yeah, I thought their zone was a little bit disruptive in the first half. Just we didn't generate as great of looks. I thought outside of that, I thought we really played well on that end of the floor. We took care of the ball. We generated really good looks. They just didn't go down. I was impressed with our resolve to stay with it. Those are the hard times to stay with it. They're making a lot. We're not. And our ability to stay together kind of gave us a run there before halftime. And then I thought some adjustments that worked on our end were just going small. It got us a little bit faster. It got us in the paint a little bit more. But I thought Noah did a really good job when Scal was in there on playing them and being physical. So these games are always can be seen as a chess match. I thought it was really high level on both sides.
You said down the stretch there was a few chances that you had to win the games. What are you guys going to have to do to be able to convert that and come out on the better end of that with these last few games coming up in the season?
Well, I think, it's easy to say a shot can go in or you want a better look. I'm always looking at how can we get great looks or looks that our guys are comfortable with. So I'll be looking at that one. I think for the team, those are results based. I think for us, continuing to focus on, I call them the winning plays or the marginal gains in the game. We got up 4 over there in overtime, and I think we turned it over next, and then we fouled a 3-point shooter. Like limiting those so that when you do get opportunities, you've just handled your business on the other end. It may open up another opportunity for you, or you're going to feel a lot better about the outcome of it, other than focusing on if the ball went in or not.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.